sniffing the air.
And?
And it smells like a glorious day.
Did it also smell like a glorious weekend?
It did.
Good.
People who have glorious weekends, you know, get them by having glorious attitudes.
What's a glorious attitude?
You mean in terms of you and me visiting my parents? Well, in general, it's having confidence that everything will go smoothly, thereby relaxing and being ourselves.
I see. And in specific?
In specific, it's avoiding arguments with my father. Hi, Daddy.
Hello, sweetheart.
Hello, Mr. Marie.
Hiya. I was about to call the state police. You said you'd be here by 3 o'clock.
What time is it?
12 minutes after.
We're sorry. We should have stopped off at a gas station and called.
Which highway exit did you use?
Exit 19.
Oh, no wonder you were so late. See, it's much quicker if you get off at exit 20.
Well, how can that be if your house is halfway...
Donald.
What?
Think glorious.
Well, thanks for the tip, Mr. Marie. Next time I'll take 20.
You see, her mother's a big worrier. She's phoned twice from the beauty parlor.
Oh, well, no need to worry, I assure you.
Don't assure me.
I know how you feel.
No, you don't know how I feel. You're only her boyfriend. How would you like to be the father of that girl? Dear.
Just a great dinner, Mrs. Marie, just great.
It really was, Mom. Marvelous.
My compliments to the cook.
Well, now for a glorious evening.
How about going to a movie?
That's a good idea.
What's playing?
Well, the Brewster has Cold Wind from Palermo, directed by Alfredo Vespi.
Oh, I hear that's brilliant.
I'll find out what time it starts.
Wait a minute. Helen, is Alfredo Vespi the same guy that made Empty Aqueduct?
Empty Viaduct.
Aqueduct is a racetrack.
What difference does that make? We saw the picture and we hated it.
You hated it. I loved it.
So did Ann and I.
I couldn't understand it. A bunch of people walking up and down the sand dunes in their pajamas.
How symbolic, dear.
Of what?
Of leading empty lives.
It bored me stiff.
You have a point there, Daddy.
I thought you loved it.
Well, actually, I didn't really love it. I sort of liked it. But you're right. The pajamas were definitely boring. What else is playing?
What I'd like to see is a real rip-snorting Western.
Me too. I'll bet there are 4 or 5 on television tonight. Why don't we watch a few?
A few?
Of course, if the 3 of you insist on seeing Cold Wind from Pastrami.
Let's take a vote.
I'll go along with the majority.
I vote for Westerns.
Me too.
Well, why don't we saddle up and mosey into the living room?
Like your eggs, Don.
Sunny side up, please. Thank you.
All right, Ann.
I like mine scrambled, please, Mom.
Just a minute, I'll be...
Well, I see we made it through another day without the world going Ori. What's so funny about that?
Well, the way you said Ori instead of awry, that's a pretty good...
Come on. Just a moment. Are you saying the word A-W-R-Y isn't pronounced Ori?
Actually, I think it's awry. Isn't it?
I've always pronounced it Ori.
So have I. Ori. A-W-R-Y. That's it. Ori.
Yeah, well, on second thought, yeah, I'm probably wrong. It's probably Ori.
I'll look it up in the dictionary.
Oh, Donald, why did you have to disagree with him?
Because he's right. The word is awry.
I know that, but what difference does it make? Now he thinks you're trying to show him up.
But I wasn't. I thought he was making a joke.
It's awry, with the accent on the second syllable. Well, I guess you showed me up.
Hey, it's just that Donald's a professional writer.
I'm just a lowly restaurant owner who never even went to college. Only because my father was poor and I had to go out and fight my way through the jungle.
Well, what's the weather forecast today?
Sunny and continued warm. The fact that a man may not like a formal education doesn't prove he's stupid.
No, sir, I agree with you 100%.
Somehow, I've always managed to keep a roof over my family's head and food on the table.
And such marvelous food, too, Daddy. Mother, where did you ever get this orange juice?
From oranges.
One should judge a man by his character, not by the way he pronounces Ori. Shouldn't one?
Yes, sir, one should.
Thank you.
You know, Mother, I just don't understand it.
What, dear?
Why Daddy doesn't like Donald.
Oh, he likes him very much.
And why is he so upset whenever Don's around?
Is he? I hadn't noticed.
Oh, come on. We both know when Daddy gets his hackles up. The thing is, I just don't understand why.
Oh, you would, I think, if you thought about it.
Will you give me a hint?
All right. It isn't that your father dislikes Don. It's that he loves you.
I don't follow that.
Well, as far as he's concerned, you're still his girl. And when you come home to visit, oh, you brighten his life like nothing in this world.
How can I brighten his life so much and make him so irritable at the same time?
Well, he gets over anxious, you see. He wants it to be the same thrill for you that it is for him. And for me.
But it is.
Oh, darling, it isn't. It isn't that you don't want to see us. I think you do. But your parents are no longer the center of your existence. You have your career, your friends, and one special friend in Don.
Well, isn't that perfectly normal?
Of course, it's perfectly normal. But you have to remember that Don is the first boy who... No, I take that back. The first man with whom you become really serious.
Are you saying that Daddy's afraid I'll get married?
No. No, I'm saying that he has mixed emotions about no longer being the #1 man in your life.
Oh, Mother. Nobody could ever replace Daddy. He should know that.
Oh, he does, but he thinks that Don's trying to muscle in, you know?
You mean he considers Donald a rival?
In a word, yes.
Mother, that's so silly.
Oh, that's why he competes with him. The vocabulary contest and that business about his not having been to college when he knows Don has. You know?
Would Daddy be happier if Donald hadn't gone to college?
Oh, of course not. You're being logical about this, and I'm trying to explain to you that logic has very little to do with it.
Mother, the way I feel about Donald doesn't have anything to do with the way I feel about Daddy. I'm a grown woman now.
He resents that, too. No, it's a standard parent dilemma. With sons, it affects the mother more, and with daughters, it affects the father more.
So what do I do about it?
Nothing.
Nothing. As in not anything?
Oh, just be sympathetic and help him realize that he's not really being tossed aside. He's being slightly relocated.
What's the score?
serving 20.
Oh, come on, Donald. Daddy must have more than 3 points.
I do not. I know how many I have. I just lost track of how many he has. 3 serving 20.
I can't believe it. You seem so evenly matched. You're just out of practice, Daddy. I'll bet you haven't played ping pong in years.
I played 2 nights ago. I beat your Aunt Delia 6 games in a row. That's it. Your game.
Well, it was a lot closer than the score indicates.
Why don't you play?
I didn't give the champion enough of a contest.
Oh, no, sir. I just thought we'd all take turns.
Well, come on, Marie. I know you're going to trounce me, but let's go.
You play with him. I have to go to work.
On Saturday morning?
To make out the payroll. May I please have the keys to your car so I can move it out of the driveway?
Oh, well, here, let me do it for you.
Why? Don't you trust me?
Well, yes, sir.
For your information, I've never had a traffic ticket or an accident in over 30 years of driving.
Which is a lot more important than winning at ping pong.
Anne?
What?
I am rapidly reaching the conclusion that your father hates me.
Oh, Donald, it isn't that he hates you. It's just that he loves me. Mom and I were just talking about the psychology of it.
The psychology of what?
I'll tell you later. You know, you could have let him win a few more points.
Honey, I tried to. Can I help it if he's a lousy player?
He is not a lousy player. His game just went a little awry. Standard parent's dilemma. If we were spending the weekend at your parents' house, your mother'd be competitive with me.
She would not.
Oh, Donald, she would, too.
She'd quietly take you aside and tell you straight from the shoulder that I'm too good for you.
Uh-huh.
One weekend, she said that to Elizabeth Taylor, who then married Richard Burton on the rebound.
Donald, please, no joke.
Okay, honey, okay. I understand the psychology of it, but what am I supposed to do about it?
Be sympathetic, nothing else. What's keeping him? How long can it take to make out a few checks? I wonder if he's just sitting there brooding. Oh, Donald, come on, let's drive over and see.
Okay, okay, honey.
Please. I mean, he'll brood a lot better if we're there.
Which way?
Turn left here.
Stupid idiot.
Donald, don't say that.
Why not?
Because he's my father.
Hi there.
Daddy, are you hurt?
No. Are you?
No, I'm fine.
Me too.
You, I didn't ask. It had to be you. First accident of my life, and it had to be you.
Mr. Murray, I tried to get out of your way, but you ran right into me.
I ran into you?
Yes, sir.
You must be out of your mind. You ran into me.
Mr. Murray, with all due respect.
With all due respect, I hold you entirely and criminally responsible. And I have a witness.
Who?
Who do you think? My daughter. Yes. What do you say?
Yeah, honey, tell him what you say.
I say... Well, I say... I hope we can settle this out of court.
Okay, just tell him I called. Consider yourself fortunate that my attorney is out of town for the weekend.
Doesn't anyone want lunch?
No, thanks, Mom. We're not hungry.
Where's your father?
He's upstairs.
Searching for his rifle.
Please stop exaggerating.
Honey, you're saying that to the wrong person. Now, who's making a federal case out of this thing?
I introduce this as Exhibit A,
What is it?
my Brewster Boosters Award. Be it known to all ye citizens that the Brewster Boosters hereby proclaim Mr. Lou Marie as the safe driver for the year 1947. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself.
No, I believe it.
Where were you in 1947?
In kindergarten?
Did you win an award for safe driving?
No, just for finger painting.
Finger painting. Well, I guess that proves who ran into who.
Daddy, Look, why don't we just compromise and say that you both ran into each other?
That isn't a compromise. That's a lie. I'll be back in a little while.
Where are you going?
You'll find out soon enough. Meanwhile, don't you leave this house.
He's rounding up a posse.
Oh, stop it. He's just...
Mr. Hollinger. Would you step outside?
Oh, well, you told me not to leave this house.
Your armored tank is blocking the driveway.
Now, what's he up to?
I haven't any idea. Now, let me ask you a question. Whose fault was this accident?
Mother, I really don't know.
Well, you were there, weren't you?
Yes, but I wasn't paying any attention. I looked up and I saw the two cars coming together, then boom, boom, crunch, crunch.
Well, you know what kind of collision insurance Don has?
$50 deductible.
So's Daddy.
Mother, believe me, neither of the cars has $50 worth of damage.
Well, then let me make a suggestion.
What?
Don assumes full blame for the accident, so your father can save face, and I will pay Don's repair bill.
Mother, that's downright bribery.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
You're kidding.
I am not.
Well, why should I admit that I ran into him when I know he ran into me?
To make him happy.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I refuse.
You refuse?
Yes.
On what possible basis?
Well, in the first place, if I take legal responsibility for an automobile accident, my insurance company will raise my rates.
For two itty-bitty dented fenders?
Oh, they're very strict with males in my age group. And in the second place, it's an unfair request.
Why?
I shouldn't be asked to make your father happy at the expense of my integrity.
Oh. Pish-tush.
That's pretty strong language.
Donald, your integrity is not involved here. It's a simple case of a younger man soothing an older man's ego.
Honey, I've
Will
been...
you please be
Right,
quiet?
I've been soothing his ego ever since I got here. I said exit 20 was better than exit 19. I pretended to enjoy a rip-snorting Western with Rod Cameron and Vita Anbor. I backed down on how to pronounce a rye, and I shaved points in a ping-pong game.
Big deal.
However, I will not say I ran into him when he ran into me.
I can't believe it.
You can't believe what?
I'm seeing you in a whole new light, Donald Hollinger. You won't soothe my father's ego because you're too concerned with your own ego.
That's not true.
Psychologically speaking, you're just as competitive as he is.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It is not.
It is not.
It is too. If you're out to destroy him, the least you can do is not eat his fruit.
Ann,
Yes, Donald?
your daddy is home.
Good. I missed him.
He brought a policeman.
What are you doing?
Getting ready to be handcuffed.
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Mrs. Murray.
What brings you here?
Your husband? Show Ben inside, dear. I'll be down in a minute.
Oh?
Hello, Officer Cooper.
Hello, Ann. How's the famous actor?
Just fine, thank you.
Officer Ben Cooper, this is Don Hollinger.
How do you do, sir?
Lou's told me a lot about you.
I'll bet. What's that, a warrant for my arrest?
Oh, no, it's just a form to fill out and send into the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. All accidents have to be reported.
You mean to say that's what Daddy dragged you off duty for?
Oh, no, he didn't drag me off duty. I was already off duty. He dragged me out of the house. Brewster, safe driver of the year. Oh, yes, I've heard of this. They gave it up in 1950 when a winter got drunk and drove in the reservoir.
The hearing is now in session.
What do you mean?
Ben is conducting a hearing to determine which driver caused the accident.
Unofficial. As a favor to an old friend.
That's what I like, an impartial hearing.
Daddy, where did you find that?
In the attic.
That's my old blackboard. Look, there's Humpty Dumpty and Simple Simon.
Never mind Humpty Dumpty and Simple Simon. We're using it for diagrams. Everybody be seated, please. I'll open the case for the prosecution. Ladies and gentlemen, I intend to prove.
Lou, in the interest of time and my night off, why not let the unbiased witness tell us the way it happened?
That's a good idea.
But it's my hearing.
But it's my blackboard. Now then, we have here a residential cross street with 4 stop signs. Daddy was in vehicle A, going south.
The accused was in vehicle B going east.
I object. Who said I was the accused?
Excuse me, defendant.
I object to that, too.
How about worthy opponent?
What difference does it make? I reached my stop sign first.
I object to that, too. That's prejudice testimony.
Objection overruled.
You can't do that. You're a witness, not a judge.
Don't be a sore loser. You'll get your chance later.
Oh, forgive me. I throw myself on the mercy of the court.
Donald. Now, vehicle A proceeded across the intersection, whereupon vehicle B made a left turn, whereupon boom, boom, crunch, crunch.
That's not testimony. That's a breakfast jingle. I say he ran into me. The prosecution rests.
The defense says he ran into me. The defense rests.
All right, all right. Officer Cooper.
Well, assuming that both vehicles reached the intersection at the same time, vehicle B has the right of way.
Why?
Because it was coming from the right.
Who made that silly rule?
State of New York.
Oh.
Well, therefore, if the driver of vehicle B indicated his left turn properly, then the driver of vehicle A is responsible for the collision.
Just a second. Hold it.
Oh, you were wrong. Take it like a man.
I will not. He did not signal a left turn.
But, Mr. Marie...
Don't butt me. You didn't have your left arm extended out your window.
I didn't have to. I used my signal indicator. Except that my turn indicator has the left light bulb burned out. So it isn't working.
Your turn indicator wasn't working. That changes the situation completely.
Does it?
Oh, it sure does. If that signal isn't visible, A is innocent and B is guilty. Sorry, young fella. Well, I have to run along. Oh, and don't forget, both of you have to send in these forms.
Ben.
Yes, Lou?
I don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you.
Thus ends one of the great trials of the century.
I meant to have that bulb fixed last week. I really did.
We know, Don.
Mr. Marie?
Yes, my boy?
Sir, I humbly apologize, and I promise that either I or my insurance company will pay you for all your damages.
I think that's wonderful.
You think what's wonderful?
Well, it takes strength of character to admit you're wrong.
Why? He did not admit he was wrong until after I'd proved it.
Well, I agree with Mother. He does have strength of character. Even though I wish he'd taken my advice and admitted he was wrong in the first place.
Why would he admit he was wrong when he thought he was right?
To soothe your ego.
No, sir. A man has to fight for what he believes in. Do you know what took real strength of character?
Now, sir, what?
Not taking her advice. My boy, how would you like to play a little ping pong?
I'd love to. Well, back in big town.
After 1/3 of a glorious weekend.
However, I feel your father and I really began to make contact.
And you both have the fenders to prove it.
No, I mean it. I feel our conflicts brought us closer together.
I hope so. But you certainly didn't learn much of a lesson.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by that?
You didn't signal before you turned left in front of my house.
I certainly did.
You didn't put your arm out.
I used my turn indicator.
It's broken.
It is not. Didn't you see it break?